Coming up next on CBS 8 News, live at 11, big changes coming to the local mask mandate. But what does it all mean for schools? We're going to hear from San Diego Unified.
And the Rams are Super Bowl champs. We'll have the highlights, take a look back at the halftime show, and show you what happened after the game as fans started partying in the streets.
And love is in the air. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And if you suddenly decide to get married, we have the information you need for a last-minute wedding. The news starts right now.
This is CBS 8 News Live at 11.
The Rams are Super Bowl champs, beating the Bengals in the game's final 2 minutes. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Steve Price.
And I'm Kirsten Holmes. The action on the field, the star-studded halftime show. LA put on quite the performance tonight. John Howard joins us now to kick off our coverage tonight.
Well, thank you very much, Kirsten. Yeah, and if you didn't have a horse in the race, all you wanted was a good race, and the Super Bowl provided that today. It was a good game. We go to SoFi Stadium in L.A. The Bengals looking for their first Super Bowl title. The Rams looking for their second. L.A. gets on the board first. Matthew Stafford to Odell Beckham Jr. He was cast off by the Cleveland Browns earlier this year. He would leave the game with a knee injury by halftime. Early second quarter, the Rams again. Stafford to Cooper Kupp. The PAT no good on a botched hold. The Rams are up 13-3, but the Bengals start to wake up. The pitch to Joe Mixon. The defensive secondary bites on the fake run. Mixon throws the pass to Tyree Higgins. Cincinnati makes it a 3-point game at halftime. The first play of the second half keeps momentum with the Bengals. Joe Burrow hits Higgins on a 75-yard touchdown. Looking back at it, Higgins grabs the face mask of Jalen Ramsey, bringing Ramsey to the ground. Ramsey wants a flag, doesn't get it. Bengals take the lead. Final 90 seconds now. The Rams need a touchdown, and they get it. Stafford to Cooper Kupp to cap off an epic 15-play drive, one that will go down in Super Bowl history. The Rams retake the lead. 4th and 1 for the Bengals. Aaron Donald pressures Burrow into an incomplete toss. The Rams win 23-20, their second Super Bowl title, winning one with the greatest show on turf in St. Louis and now having one in Los Angeles. And for more on the Rams win and reaction to it, let's check in with Jake Garriani and Marcus Greaves. They road tripped up to LA on Thursday. No traffic according to that animation. And they're still down there now, closing down the party tonight. Gentlemen, what do you think? Did the game live up to your expectations?
You're right. We are closing down the party, and you're also right that graphic is wrong because there's been tons of traffic up here. Hey, John, it has soared past our expectations, and as you said, for the first time ever, the Los Angeles Rams are Super Bowl champions. Marcus, we got a great game today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, and not just the game, but the atmosphere. And listen, LA did it right with everything, how they set everything up, and the fans, they were super excited. We were super excited, but just to see the setup, Jake, it was phenomenal.
They did it right, like you said, and you got to be happy for some of the players on this Rams team. Aaron Donald, Odell Beckham Jr., and of course our San Diego friend Eric Weddle, who we caught up with after his championship win.
I love San Diego. Yes, I literally felt the support like never before. Never in my entire career have I felt the love, the appreciation, the support, the confidence to keep me going week in and week out over this last 5 weeks, from San Diego to LA, all the way to Baltimore. Everyone from in between, Utah, from my college days. It's very special to me. Very special that the people supported me and gave me that extra juice when I needed it.
So when we was going to our first Super Bowl, you know, I promised her after we win the Super Bowl we was gonna play in the confetti, and we fell short. And I remember she came up to me and said, "Dad, I thought you said we was gonna play in the confetti." So, you know, this is something that I had to, you know, keep a promise to my daughter and make sure that, you know, we was able to, you know, complete the mission this time. So we got to play in the confetti today, and we had some fun. She got some in her hand right now too. So.
You know, that last drive was a special drive, one I'll never forget. Just so many great plays by so many great players, and that's a little scary. Stay right here. Don't move. Don't move. Just so happy to get it done, and I don't know. I'm speechless.
Matthew Stafford, another guy you just got to be super happy for. Obviously spent 12 seasons in Detroit and then wins a title in his first year with the Rams. Not sure what that says about the Lions, but that's beyond the point. He's got a lot more weapons here in L.A., especially one that happened to be the Super Bowl MVP.
Come on now, baby. Cooper Kupp, how about that? The triple crown, receiving yards, receptions, and receiving touchdowns. And listen, Cooper Kupp today, he showed why he was the best receiver in the league, Jake, and I think all of us saw that. But listen, he's one of the most humble people you'll ever meet. And again, catching up with him after the game, you could just hear it in his voice, just what kind of player he really is.
My wife's been with me since senior year in high school. She's been through all of it. She's seen it all. She knows the sacrifices because she's lived the sacrifices herself as well. I've said it all year. Whatever's asked of me, whatever my job's going to be, I just want to execute to the best of my ability. If that is, sometimes it's run blocking, it could be pass blocking, it could be just running to get someone else open, setting picks, whatever it is. I just want to execute my job to the best of my ability, and I trust that, as the game goes on, I'll have opportunities as well.
Jake, he's a guy, it's almost too hard not to root for him, regardless if you're a Rams fan or a Bengals fan.
Yeah, I feel certain Bengals fans find themselves rooting for Cooper Kupp. Maybe not tonight, but Howard, we had the tough task of watching the game in the stadium. How was it back there at home, my friend?
Oh, it was great watching the game at my desk. For Pete's sake. I want to commend the two of you. Awesome job all week. Your reports were very entertaining, informative. You guys hit it out of the yard. I'm sorry, you guys scored a touchdown with every one of those reports. Nice job, guys. Drive back safely.
You make it so easy on us, Howard. You make it so easy, brother.
We appreciate you, John.
All righty. And Steve and Kirsten, what I love about them, they chose all the sound bites with the kids distracting the players on the microphone.
I can tell.
I don't even know what the players said. All of those kids. Aaron Donald's daughter holding the confetti. The other kids grabbing them. And then, who hasn't been there as a dad? Honey,
please don't.
You're trying to multitask. Please don't die while daddy's giving an interview.
Exactly.
On live TV.
It's great TV. There's no doubt about it.
All right. Thanks, John.
You got it.
Well, the victory celebration in East Los Angeles, unfortunately, it turned violent. Shots were fired. Police confirm at least one person was hit. The man was conscious at the scene, talked with officers before being put in an ambulance and then taken to the hospital. At this point, investigators do not have a description of the shooter.
Now, as you can imagine, there have been celebrations all over Los Angeles tonight.
And for the most part, the big crowds have been behaving. Here's what it looked like in downtown right after the Rams victory. A huge crowd outside of LA Live. Thousands of fans gathering there, some of them shooting off fireworks. Police closed off several major streets in the area. They monitored the crowd, but they say there were no big problems reported.
And the Super Bowl came down to the last minute. An exciting game, but a lot of folks say the halftime performances stole the show. A star-studded lineup took the stage and repped the city of Los Angeles to the fullest. The performers included Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and a special performance from 50 Cent. Here's a quick recap.
The one and only D.R.E. Dr. Dre, you little busters. Set your body free. Leave us. Where you from? This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better
Rap stars have performed in Super Bowl halftime shows before, but this year marked the first time rap was the centerpiece of the halftime show, which was watched by at least 100 million people. With hospitalizations and new cases dropping, California is getting ready to take the next step in its response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Tomorrow, health officials are going to announce new guidance on masks in schools, while the indoor mask mandates are set to expire for vaccinated people. CBS 8's Regina Ahn has the very latest.
I think at some point we just have to be ready, and I think we're ready.
On Tuesday, the indoor mask mandate for California is set to expire for fully vaccinated people. This is a move that infectious disease specialist Dr. Monica Gandhi believes is the right step forward.
I think it is the right time to do it. It really we've come down a lot with our Omicron wave. And in California, more than multiple other states, we have really high vaccination rates.
According to the California Department of Public Health, masks will still be required for unvaccinated people in all indoor public settings and for those working in high-risk settings like public transit or congregate living. There's also a few others Gandhi recommends to keep the mask on.
Anyone who's vulnerable, anyone who's at risk for severe breakthroughs, which would be immunocompromised people, people who are older with multiple comorbidities, I would keep my mask on a bit longer.
And so with hospitalizations and new cases dropping, Governor Newsom is expected to announce new guidance on masks in schools. Various school district leaders will then have to decide on whether to uphold a mandate or let students go maskless. We spoke to a trustee of San Diego Unified School Board who says he'd like to see something other than a full end to the mask mandate.
Beginning of a conversation to what some people call off-ramps, to masking. In other words, if you hit certain criteria in terms of percentage of students who are vaccinated, where case rates are, that you might start to see, a relaxing of the indoor mask mandate.
Gandhi believes if we're like other countries, schools may continue to follow that mandate.
I think it's going to take a little longer keeping the masks on children and teachers.
On Friday, local health officials reported 1,273 new COVID-19 cases, 23 additional deaths tied to the virus. However, the number of COVID-positive people in San Diego County hospitals decreased by another 33 patients to 751. The number of those patients in ICU decreased also by 11 to 149.
About 53% of San Diegans are fully vaccinated with a booster shot. There are about 400 vaccination sites all across the county. If you'd like to know more information or make an appointment, you can visit cbs8.com and click on the help button.
The city of San Diego is expected to start cracking down on homeless encampments as soon as tomorrow. The city will once again enforce laws against encampments after it initially stopped at the start of the pandemic. COVID cases are on the decline in San Diego, meaning shelters can start accepting more people as they get moved out. Over the last 3 months, local business owners say the homeless population has only gotten bigger, and that's become a problem for them. The crackdown will include a large encampment on Sports Arena Boulevard. Now, the weekend was filled with hot, dry weather, but a change is coming this week.
Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Sean Stiles with a first look at your microclimate forecast. Sean?
Steve, definitely some cooler and windier weather heading our way. The National Weather Service has a high wind watch for the mountains and deserts as onshore flow replaces the offshore flow that we've been seeing, bringing those record-breaking temperatures over the weekend. One more warm day here in San Diego. These are the highs. We did cool down, though. Downtown was 91 yesterday, 83 today, 88 in El Cajon, Escondido, 85 in Valley Center and Ramona. But these temperatures are going to continue to cool down. Tomorrow will be 75, but look at Tuesday, a chance of light rain and or showers, a tenth, maybe a third of an inch in the mountains, and we stay cool into the midweek. For you folks in the inland microclimates, look at how drastic the temperatures change, down to 59, overnight lows 38, and with that we could see some snow. Yes, you heard me right. After 91 on Saturday, possibility of snow on Tuesday in our local mountains. I'll have your complete forecast in just a bit.
Thank you for that, Sean. Okay, so everything that you know and love from the pre-pandemic San Diego Fair will be back this year.
Not only will the fair return to its full glory, but it's also going to be a little cheaper. Fair officials tell us ticket prices being lowered to $15 during the week, $20 on the weekend. The fair is scheduled to run June 8th through July 4th at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Tickets and pricing will be available online sometime starting in mid-March.
Coming up for you on CBS 8 News Live at 11, nearly a dozen people were hurt in a seemingly random stabbing spree across Albuquerque.
Plus, police in Coronado still searching for a man who robbed several people at gunpoint.
And it was a lucky day for a skier in Colorado. He survived a 50-foot avalanche with only minor injuries.
11 people were hurt in a random stabbing spree in Albuquerque, New Mexico today. Authorities say the suspect rode around on a bike and stabbed people at 7 different locations. Police say some of them are hospitalized in critical condition. Investigators believe the man acted alone. He surrendered peacefully as officers approached him.
And the search continues tonight in Coronado for a man who robbed several people at gunpoint last night. Around 10:30, police say the man approached a couple on a bench in Centennial Park, showed them a gun, and demanded phones and valuables. He then robbed a group of 5 nearby at gunpoint before heading to Ferry Landing parking lot. There, he robbed a woman in a car, hitting her on the head several times with a gun. The group of 5 victims from the park caught up with the man and wrestled the gun away from him, but the suspect was able to get away before police could get there. He's described in his early 20s with a thin build and tattoos on his face. Please call Coronado Police if you have any information that can help. And USS Carl Vinson returns home tomorrow. The nuclear-powered supercarrier is headed back to NAS North Island after being away for 8 months. The ship was stationed in the Indo-Pacific region with the U.S. Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Its return comes after a video leaked last week showing a fiery F-35 jet crash on deck. Several sailors were hurt in that incident. Thousands of sailors and crew members maintain USS Carl Vinson and the dozens of aircraft on board.